Breaking news, as Joe Biden warns Netanyahu, neighbor attacks Israel. Following President Joe Biden's warning to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about the decline in international support for the Israeli government's war against Hamas, Israel has claimed responsibility for strikes in Syria. The Times of Israel reported that following rocket attacks on northern Israel, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, announced on Wednesday that they had attacked Syrian army infrastructure and a Hezbollah launcher in neighboring Lebanon using aircraft and tanks. The Times reported that 3 rockets were fired from Syria on Tuesday, seemingly by an organization backed by Iran, while Hezbollah had previously taken responsibility for attacks from Lebanon. In what it claimed was its response, the IDF made public drone footage. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, noted in an X post that Hezbollah's rockets were the second to be launched this week by the Iranian proxy, and that one of them landed approximately 300 feet from a UN compound, with additional launches toward Israel from the same area. By continuing to fire from areas near UN compounds, Hezbollah systematically violates UNSC, United Nations Security Council, Resolution 1701 and endangers the lives of UNIFIL, United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, soldiers. Inquiries for additional comment have been made by Newsweek to the IDF. The strikes come after remarks made by Biden that suggested a divide between the U.S. and Netanyahu regarding the course of the conflict following the 200-plus casualty October 7 attacks by Hamas on Israel. Not long after that, Biden went to Israel to reaffirm American support for the Israeli government's battle against Hamas militants, standing shoulder to shoulder with Netanyahu. Thousands more are believed to be trapped in the debris, while over 18,000 have been confirmed killed by Palestinian health authorities since then, according to Reuters reporting on Wednesday. Israeli forces have besieged Gaza since then. Israeli ground forces have expanded their campaign from the northern Gaza Strip into the southern region, storming the main southern city of Khan Yunis. Following a ceasefire that failed to materialize, Biden claimed that Israel's indiscriminate bombing was causing it to lose support from around the world in its war against Hamas. And Netanyahu openly rejected American proposals for Gaza after the conflict, in a speech he gave to Democratic donors. In Washington, Biden said that Netanyahu has to change, but that the most conservative government in the country's history was making it very difficult for him to move. Reuters reports that Israeli officials announced on Wednesday that 10 soldiers had died in the previous 24 hours. A full colonel overseeing a forward base and a lieutenant colonel in charge of a regiment were among the casualties in its worst single-day loss since October 31, when 15 were killed on October 18, 2023, in Tel Aviv. President Joe Biden sat with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Biden has cautioned Netanyahu that there is a diminishing tide of support for Israel's conflict with Hamas.